Hey everyone, welcome back to another Anime Kingdom reviews. You see by title below, this is on episode 7 of Drifters, and damn, I mean, we pretty much knew it was going to be a pretty crazy episode, considering at the end of the last one we had, the ends already coming into contact with the Drifters. I did not expect that to happen. I said it in the last episode, because considering, they haven't even, set up their army yet. They still need to go to the dwarves and everything. They've only gotten the elves right now. There's no way this elf army is going to be able to go against, two ends. And we already, I was wondering how this battles were going to be, considering, the ends have, like, superpowers, pretty much. They have, like, magical abilities, to which I did read up, and it's pretty interesting that they actually get their powers depending on, like, kind of, like, how they died. That's why Joan of Arc has, like, a pyro, technic kind of power to be able to control fire, because the way she died, of course, is, she was burned at the stake. And they even show, like, Easy when she's being burned, Easy pulling her into their world, and that's how she actually entered into this world. That's how Easy, like, I always wondered, like, obviously the way we saw Toyohisa enter this world was he was just randomly walking trying to get back home, and then of course he's all of a sudden in the hallway. This one a little different. It's pretty much she's Joan of Arc is burning, and Easy opens the door like, here, take my hand, come with me. And pretty much that's how it is. Obviously, all of them pretty much are not in the right mind. It was pretty funny at one point. I did see Joan of Arc, like, what it is, she was like, pretty much contemplating, like, what the hell is wrong with, Toyohisa. Is he crazy? Why is he doing this? Blocking his only exit, is he out of his mind? Now I'm over here thinking, that's pretty much how all you ends are. And that's a pretty interesting thing, how in this episode, Oliminu, pretty much she sees that, like, there's practically not a big difference between how Toyohisa is and the ends. The only thing he wants to do is take his enemies' heads and everything. That's kind of like an end kind of, logic kind of thing. So it's pretty interesting to see that kind of thing being thrown in this episode. But of course, this episode was pretty much mostly a huge battle episode. We have Toyohisa and Oliminu going up against Joan of Arc. We have Gilderay versus, Yoichi. And then, of course, we have a pretty cool, showing more tactics and strategy from Nobunaga, pretty much talking about, the whole, he's going against cavalry. Cavalry, yes, it's scary, and I always say cavalry is pretty damn, like, whenever I play, like, MMOs and stuff, I was like, go cavalry, yeah. And, like, this is, like, pretty much like watching Lord of the Rings. Come on, you have to love the cavalry after watching, like, Lord of the Rings and stuff like that. But pretty much, he knows the thing to beat them, of course, is getting the higher ground. And of course, them wanting to over pursue, go into the forest, less room and everything. They go in and they just like shooting arrows down and just slaughter all of them. Nice job, Nobunaga. Another great strategic tactical plan from him. I always love seeing his point of view, because he always makes these cool ass, realistic plans, and I always love to see the strategy involved in these battles. He's more of the brains behind, obviously, the bronze, which is, of course, Toyohisa. To which, of course, Toyohisa's battle is, he is crazy. Just like they said, Oliminu, of course, comes and saves him at one point with her, stone walls. He, of course, shows gratitude and everything, and she's like, you stop bowing down. You don't have to do that. You can thank me later. Of course, he makes a good point that they learn pretty much sometimes you can't, give the gratitude later because you'll be dead. So obviously that's why he gives the gratitude now. But of course, that battle goes pretty much, at first, I don't know how Toyohisa is going to do it, but then of course he just does the craziness. Joan of Arc throws her, blades all around, burns it, and pretty much blocks his escape. There's only one escape, either going towards Joan of Arc or going back. To which, of course, the whole plan was Oliminu using her stone wall, blocking it, pretty much confusing Joan of Arc, like, what the hell is he gonna do? And using the stone wall to launch him at Joan of Arc. Like, what the hell? Who would have expected that? That battle wasn't as, like, crazy. It was more of Joan of Arc just literally out of her mind kind of thing. To which, of course, boom, knocks her into the well and everything. And then we get to see some flashbacks and see, how Joan of Arc died and everything. Obviously, the whole, man, when she was screaming, water, water, I was like, oh, man. It's crazy how just effed up that was. And you can understand why Joan of Arc is the way she is in this because of that death. Like, literally, anyone would be crazy and out of their mind after a death like that. Obviously, didn't really die, but you know what I mean. Of course, it does show that Joan of Arc does get away. Gilda Ray's not as lucky, obviously. That guy, I don't know what, like, how did Gilda Ray's die? Like, why is his powers just, like, practically, he feels no pain or something? He's, like, getting hit in vital parts by Yoichi shooting arrows. It was a pretty cool battle between both of them. Yoichi's dodging all these kind of things, shooting a bunch of arrows in vital locations, but of course, Gilda Ray's is like a damn tank. He is not, like, he's just taking all in these vital areas, took it in the eye, and like, oh, I could still do it. And the crazy part is, when finally, what I did say, I was like, when are the rest of the drifters, along with the leader of the octopus, gonna, meet up with the rest of them? They finally do. And when they do, they got one more clip on the machine gun. He tears straight through Gilda Ray's, and Gilda Ray's pretty much lost his whole lower part of his body. He lost his arm. It's just like holes everywhere, and you think, oh, he's finally dead, right? No, the guy was still dragging himself across the ground. I'm just over here like, holy crap. It wasn't until obviously he looked in the air and saw Joan of Arc leaving, and then he pretty much, you see how that whole part, his backstory as well, a little bit of that, and then he finally just like pretty much disintegrated into salt. I'm not too sure what's going on there and how that works. Is that just how all the ends are, like that, or is it just that's how his power is, and that's why you can't really hurt him as much, kind of thing? I'm not too sure on the specifics of that. I'll probably learn more about that later. But the last big thing, obviously this episode's big things had a lot. Obviously, Toyohisa, huge battle. Yoichi, huge battle. Nobunaga had a battle as well. And then, of course, the saving of Yoichi, killing one of the ends. They've already killed one of the ends, so that's pretty crazy to see. I forget how many ends there are. There was also the other guy that was watching as well, watching Yoichi and Gilda Ray's battle. He's just watching as normal, like he always does with when he was watching the Black King kind of stuff. And then, of course, obviously the last big mention was, of course, that the leader of the Octoverse is actually a drifter. I'm not too sure who that is, so if you guys do know, feel free to comment below, who he is, because I honestly, like I said before, I don't really know a lot about, Japanese history and stuff, so I don't really know all these people. Like, the only one I really knew was Nobunaga kind of thing, but a lot of people, know Nobunaga. So yeah, if you guys have, do know who he is, feel free to comment below on that. I would really be interested in that. And yeah, I can't wait to see the next episode, to see what's going to happen now that all the drifters are finally together. Now that, what is the Black King going to do now that he's seen one of his ends die, along with Joan of Arc being seriously hurt? Are we going to see another moment with Easy getting pissed off? I honestly don't know, but I'm definitely excited to see where this is all going to go. Are we finally going to go on to finding the dwarves and everything? Another thing, Nobunaga, he's so hell-bent on getting his firearms kind of thing. I wonder, I want to see his reaction on what he's going to say when he sees the damn machine gun, You don't have anything technology, your firearm is nothing in comparison to that thing. So I cannot wait to see how his reaction will be when he sees that. And of course, how are they going to make, we already know they're making gunpowder and stuff, so are they going to make some machine guns as well now, along with rifles? There's still the whole thing with the, the other guy in the other kingdom coming, the Empire coming. There's still the the Admiral as well. And of course the Zero pilot that's somewhere out there. So there's a lot of things still, open that they might throw in the next episode. But honestly, so far every single episode has been pretty damn crazy, and this last one was just pure action throughout, which was literally was pretty damn awesome. But yeah, that's all I gotta say, guys. Hope you enjoyed this Anime Kingdom review. If you have any questions, feel free to comment below. Is anything I missed and you want to talk about, comment below as well. And if you did enjoy it, give a like. If you haven't already, feel free to subscribe for more content. And yeah, that's all I gotta say, guys. Till next time, see